Sup YouTube, welcome back to another video. And in today's video we're going to be taking a look at FLORGES with its new legacy move of Chilling Water. FLORGES had its con day today, which got access to its new move Chilling Water, which is a water type clone of Icy Wind. FLORGES with the move of Fairy Wind, Chilling Water, and Moonblast is proven to be a dominant force in the UltraLeague and probably might so in the Master League, but we'll see when that time comes. But anyways, let's get right into battles and let's see what FLORGES can do with his new legacy move of Chilling Water in action. Alright, in the first match we have FLORGES versus Ninetales. This is not the worst matchup ever because we easily outpaced and we easily win CMP. Going for the Chilling Water there, it does debuff the opponent attack by one stage. As before, as this is a clone of Icy Wind, which debuffs the opponent's attack by one stage, income seeking, and we switch to Belly Bolt. Belly Bolt able to take that Jorvan no problem, and going for the parabolic charge, and this will do a lot of damage right there, almost putting in a Thundershock downrange, which is nice. So I did a huge mistake there. I shouldn't have thrown the move, but good thing I did. It almost kills me. The Jorvan almost kills me, and we're able to go for a last minute parabolic charge. Takes out the seeking right there, and in comes Alolan Ninetales, and we just easily bring the Steelix back in, hoping to throw a blind Dazzling Gleam, and they do right there, perfect. That doesn't even do anything. Does like only like 1/3 of my health right there. So they're actually staying in. They actually do a weather ball right there, which does do some quite meaningful damage right there, but that's fine. Going for another weather ball right there, and in comes Zygarde. That's perfectly fine. We can just go for a Psychic Fence right there and swap back into the FLORGES and just spam the Moonblast. There's really no reason to go for Chilling Water, is because we can just easily just tank any moves that Zygarde throws at us, and yeah, the opponent just forfeits the mess, and yeah, just gives us the game right there, and yeah, that's a good game right there. So GG's to my opponent right there. Yeah, as you can see, like every 10 turns FLORGES gets to a move right there. Really good. So I'm expecting this thing to be everywhere in the UltraLeague, as this thing is a monster, because with a debuffing move and its fast move Fairy Wind allows it to spam moves more quickly. Hopping in the next match, we have FLORGES into Corviknight. It's not the worst matchup ever because Corviknights run Air Cutter Payback now instead of Iron Head, but either way, we swap into the Steelix and they actually answer with a Runerigus. Runerigus is a solid answer to Steelix, so we can just let that go and going for the Shallow right there, and we can just go for a... Do we go for an Earthquake? Or actually do go for an Earthquake right there. Hoping this puts it into like Thunderfang downrange, which it almost does, so I was thinking maybe we could just shield this and potentially farm this down, but I decided nah, let's just let this go and get farm on the FLORGES right there, which we're able to get the farm done out. So we do have a significant energy lead right there. So swapping into the belly bowl right there, and in comes the Guzzlord. So my mistake of, I seriously regret not getting switched there, as switch would have been dominant for my team, as the FLORGES would have been up against the Guzzlord and the belly bowl up against the Corviknight, and going for parabolic charge right there just to get some meaningful chip damage into to delay my switch timer, as this season the switch timer is now 45 seconds. Swapping back into the FLORGES right there, and they actually swap back into Corviknight. Going for Chilling Water right there does get the attack debuff, and we can just let this go. Going with Air Cutter right there, that does no damage, as before the debuff it hardly did any damage anyway, but slowly as we keep debuffing it, this move would do nothing as we keep debuffing and debuffing and debuffing. Going for another Chilling Water right there, able to put this thing in the yellow, able to swap back in the belly bolt, and able to snipe with the parabolic charge, hoping this will get a shield or take it out, but they actually do decide to shield, and I did one Thundershock and swap back into the Guzzlord, and actually puts in the yellow, which is nice. So, and we can go for another parabolic charge, hoping to put this thing in the red, which it does right here. So my goal is just to let this go, hoping to farm this down with the FLORGES and let anyone move go, but I actually did a horrible mistake of not letting that go, because they're actually carrying Sludge Bomb, which actually loses me the game right there. So yeah, GG's my opponent right there. So yeah, I was definitely not expecting Sludge Bomb. Anyways, hopping into the next match. Yeah, so far FLORGES is putting in a lot of work right here. I expect to see the thing a lot in the UltraLeague. So anyways, Bellywood in the third match, and they swap into Shadow Dust Noir, going for a Chilling Water right there just to be safe right there, and we can just easily swap into a Belly Bolt as Belly Bolt can easily just tank any one move that Dusknoir throws as they are debuffed, as we can just throw a parabolic charge and potentially get the farm down in time. We're able to do 4 Thundershocks right there and get to a move. Parabolic charge will put the stick into Thundershock downrange, and we need to let this go no problem, as we're able to tank any one move, and yep, gets pretty much just gets a knockout right there. And they actually running Sucker Punch Belly Bolt, which is pretty good for FLORGES, as FLORGES does resist the Sucker Punches. Belly Bolt going for a Zap Cannon right there, able to get the 33% chance of debuff, I think it is, and Belly Bolt able to get the knockout there, and they actually swap in the Corviknight up against my Shadow Steelix. Shadow Steelix can easily just go for a Psychic Fix right there and apply a lot of pressure with the Thunder Fangs, as a pro for the Psychic Fangs spam right there. And I actually thought this was a payback, but they actually beat with the Air Cutter, so I might actually lose this game because I actually shielded what I was not supposed to shield right there, because I thought payback would do a lot since I am a Shadow Steelix, and they do go for a payback. Actually doesn't do that much actually. So in comes the Belly Bolt. They actually come back and throw a Parabolic Charge, which is completely fine, as we can just easily just go for a Psychic Fangs and hopefully swap back into the Belly Bolt. Not Belly Bolt, sorry, FLORGES. And we actually do a couple of this, and can we get to another one? But they actually decided to throw, before I go down right there, they actually do a Parabolic Charge right there. That's perfectly fine. We resist the Sucker Punches, as Sucker Punches basically do no damage up against the FLORGES. And yeah, able to get the first shield right there, and back in comes Corviknight right there, and able to let this go, as Corviknights, as I said before, are not running Iron anymore. They're running Air Slash and Payback, as that provides more coverage. So able to let this go right here, no problem. And can we get the front end in time? We're able to get the front end in time, even when they attack boosted with their Air Cutter. And in comes Belly Bolt, and they actually knew we had two Chilling Waters, and they concede the match right there, as we had another one ready. We had another one ready to go anyway. So yeah, GG's. Yeah, FLORGES up against Corviknight actually can put in work, because since Corviknight is not running Iron Head, right? It's running Air Cutter Payback, as that provides more coverage. It actually does do solid into Corviknight. Just keeps spamming those Chilling Waters up against Skeldritch in the next match. Well, as FLORGES used to have a bad matchup against Skeldritch, as all his moves used to be walled by Skeldritch due to its typing. But with Chilling Waters, is actually a pretty fine matchup for FLORGES now. As you can see, that Chilling Water did a lot of damage right there, and able to throw on good timing with the throwing on 4, as they throw on 2 Incinerates right there, going for a Chilling Water, as they do get the shield right there, and able to shield this up. And I'm hoping I can win the 2 shield or get switch. We throw on 2 right there, and hoping to get a shield so we can shield back and get switch. Okay, able to get to it, and they actually over tap, and we actually are able to get to the 3rd Chilling Water, and that actually takes out the Skeletor, so that's pretty much fine. And in comes Lapras, and we swap into our Shadow Steelix. I thought we had since we had 2 electric fast move users in the back, I thought I would switch anyway, just to possibly make FLORGES a third shield, maybe as a potential sack sub. But they actually swap into a Como right there. Como able to win CMP over my Shadow Steelix right there. And I thought to myself, how about I just let this go and kill this thing with a Zap Cannon with my Belly Bolt, as that's pretty much my safest win con right there. And upper hand, we do get a shield. That was a clinging skill, but they actually do bait, but able to go for a Zap Cannon right there. This will easily take out the Como, as Como is debuff with the Psychic Fangs, and in comes Lapras once again, and there's nothing they can do, as we can just get the 2 Parabolic Charges right there, and 1 Sparkling Aria from the Lapras will not kill this thing. And can we get to another one? But I actually decided to catch, but they actually failed to catch. That's perfectly fine. We can just easily go for another one. Even if they get to another move, that's fine. We easily can survive it, as Belly Bolt is a tanky boy. So anyways, able to get the win right there, and GG's to my opponent. Yeah, so far FLORGES is putting a lot of work. You see how much damage Chilling Water did to Skeletor. It actually can win the 2 shield if you throw on good timing, as you cannot let any Incinerates in. So yeah, pretty good for FLORGES right there. So, and we do encounter where I'll just skip this part. So, and okay, anyways, hop in the next match. We have FLORGES into Primate pretty solidly right there, as we're able to resist the karate chops and the close combat. As Rage doesn't do a lot of damage, as FLORGES does have some bulk in the Ultra League, and they actually go for a close combat right there. I was like, okay, why aren't they going for Rage Fist? And surprisingly, that Chilling Water did a lot of damage, and they actually swap into their own FLORGES right there. And I probably should have swapped in Belly Bolt, as Belly Bolt does have a fine matchup against this, as it doesn't have to take super effective from the Chilling Water because it's not part of ground type as Steelix is, but oh well, that's fine I guess. And as I'm surprised, their Steelix does not actually do bad against FLORGES with FLORGES having access to Chilling Water right there. Actually just put up a decent amount of damage, as it can easily have 2 Chilling Waters and able to get to another. Can we get to another one in time? No, we cannot. And I'm thinking we should let this go and bring in the FLORGES and get a lot of farm right here, but they actually threw another Chilling Water right here. That's perfectly fine. We can let this go and just easily just farm this down, as they're really debuffed, so farming this will make it a lot easier. But they actually swap into the Blastoise right there. I am debuffed, so no use throwing a Moonblast right there, and I do bring in the Belly Bolt. Belly Bolt just crushes Blastoise and all water types in this format, as we can just easily just let this go. Going for a Skull Bash right there, that doesn't even do anything. And able to throw good timing with the throwing on 4 right there, and able to go for a second Parabolic Charge. Parabolic Charge does connect right there. And can we get to another one? Yes, we can. I'm thinking they might be over farming a bunch right here. Maybe get the double Hydro Cannons or throw a Skull Bash right there, but that's completely fine, as we hardly have the shield right there. Going for a Hydro Cannon right there, and I'm thinking, do we survive this? Because we are really boosted on defense right now, but they actually throw it there, and I actually decided to stop. And they actually catch in their own FLORGES. That's perfectly fine by me, as Chilling Water does get the knockout for the FLORGES right there. And all that's left is a Primate and some HP left on Blastoise. That's perfectly fine. We can easily go for Chilling Water right there, as it just take out the Primate, and we can just go for another Chilling Water right there, and able to easily just tank the rollouts right there, and that will take out the Blastoise. So oh my opponent right there. So yeah, just putting a lot of work right there, and we do have a 4-1 set in this set right here, able to climb to 2296, which is nice. And into the second set, no, I do have some additional battles from the second set, but and yeah, we can easily just skip this part. Alright, FLORGES up against Feraligatr, pretty decent matchup right there, as we can just easily survive one Hydro Cannon right there, as we're able to farm up to the Moonblast. And I actually made a mistake here. I should not have baited, because my thought process that they would shield, and I would easily able to let the Hydro Cannon, no problem with them getting a shield, but they actually decided to let that go, which is a mistake on my part, and that ends up costing me this matchup, and you'll see why. As Feraligatr goes for a Hydro Cannon right there, you can easily just survive that, no problem. And going for our Hydro Cannon on 4, as we do lose CMP up against the Feraligatr. Moonblast connects and takes out the Shadow Feraligatr, and in comes Swampert. Swampert's a huge problem for my back line, I just thought, because we're double V2 ground in the back, as Swampert does resist the Thunder Fang and Thunder Shock for my 2 Pokemon in the back, and I decided to bring in Belly Bolt because it does tank the Hydro Cannons way better than the Steelix, because I am Shadow, so able to throw a Parabolic Charge right there. Does connect right there, does do some solid damage right there, and able to let this go. My guess is they're not carrying Earthquake, they might be carrying Hydro Cannon Sludge, so able to go for another Parabolic Charge right there. And can we get a shield? We do get a shield right here, which is nice. So, and able to overfarm a bit more. I probably should have thrown my move a bit early. It's my thought process when looking back at these battles, but oh well, it's okay. We make mistakes sometimes. And able to go for a Parabolic Charge right there. It does take it out right there, and in comes a Talonflame. And I was thinking to myself, oh, this is fine. I can just easily just Wind doesn't get to a Parabolic Charge, and just easily just farm this down with the Steelix, right? Actually, Stan was wrong, and they actually live on 1 HP, and I thought to myself, please don't have Flame Charge, because I do know that if they have Flame Charge, they have to back-to-back, and they do have to back-to-back, which will pretty much just kill my Steelix right there. So 1 HP at the end came at a loss right there, so my opponent played really well in that match. So yeah, geez, my opponent right there. And let's skip this a bit forward here. Alright, last battle we have Florges into Virizion, pretty good lead, and they actually swap into Belly Bolt right there, and they're actually on Sucker Punch Belly Bolt. That's perfectly fine. We can go easier into our Shallow Steelix right here, as we're able to easily wall the charge moves that Belly Bolt has. Going for an Earthquake right there, able to get some big damage off on this Belly Bolt right there, as we do need that. So, which is perfectly fine. What's Belly Bolt going to do? Just throw a Parabolic Charge. There's nothing to Shallow Steelix, as Steelix is a big wall to Belly Bolt and able to attempting to get the farm down right there. And yep, able to. Can we get the farm this time? We do get the farm down in time. Able to leave with 2 Psychic Fangs, throwing one there, and then throwing a Psychic Fangs. And then we're gonna do another one, another Thunder Fang, and then throw another Psychic Fangs. They won't shield because they know we have Florges in the back, so that's perfectly fine. They're actually in the yellow. That's how much Steelix is really good. And they actually have an Empoleon in the back, which is perfectly fine for the Belly Bolt, as we can just easily let this go. As we can just throw a Parabolic Charge to get shields down in this matter now. And all we need to do is just yeah, we can just let this go. I'm noticing in these battles how I'm hardly using any shields, as this team is just a bulky, tanky team. So let's Florges double tank, pretty good. And then we can either just go for a, but they actually catch under Virizion right there, which is fine, and we can just easily just swap back into Florges right there, and then just let this go. As I'm watching these battles right here, like I'm not using any shields. Like Florges is a tanky. It has bulk in the UltraLeague. I'll give it that for sure. So, and overall, and of course, this is a rank 1 UltraLeague Florges right here. So it's able to take significant damage, and able to get a debuff right there, and able to get the Moonblast off, which will pretty much knock out the Empoleon right there, and that is a good game. So overall, what are my thoughts on Chilling Water on Florges? I think it's a terrific mon. Like every 10 turns you spam Chilling Water off, able to get that debuff off, and up against fire types now, as before you used to get walled by fire types such as Skeletors, Typhlosion, Charizard, etc. Any fire types or any mons that resist Florges' moveset. But with Chilling Water now, it actually can fight back. So I'm excited to see what this thing can do in the Master League Premier Cup, which should be arriving in a few weeks, so can't wait for that. Anyways guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video, and make sure to subscribe to the channel.